media, through our Facebook. To those who follow us, thank you very much. And we promise to help you guys more to whatever fitness, performance, physical therapy needs that you'd be needing from us, di ba? As habang every one of us is on quarantine mode we'll be making the most of our time being online and being there in Facebook, in social media. All right, okay. So we can start now. We can start with our discussion. So we'll be live in Facebook in a bit, but that doesn't mean that we cannot push through with what we will be discussing today. And this is an open discussion, all right? So feel free to put in your questions again do sa chat box. So by the way, bago tayo hello Miss Joanna, welcome. All right.
Sir,
So
thank you.
hello. So before as you can see today oopsie. Yeah. So today we got a very good, very wonderful topic, no? So I know na not every one of us, or maybe a few of us are an athlete here. So pwede kayo dito pwede kayo mag-chat dyan sa natin if you're an athlete. So you can even I invite pala everyone participating. Please type in your hi, I am ganto, your nickname, and then share us what sport you are into, what's your fitness. If you're not into fitness right now, it's okay, but you can share with us what are you doing for your fitness or for if you are into sport as well. But today, the reason why we are discussing right now. This is our topic. Kasi di ba, we had a great opportunity dito at this pandemic period, no? Quarantine period. Everyone has a lot of time in their hands. Everyone can probably do something while we are at home, no? While we are being isolated. So and a lot of us, especially for athletes or for fitness people, a lot of them had probably applied changes in their fitness, in their routine, in their training, di ba? So, kasi a lot of gyms have been closed because of the quarantine, because of the protocols that should be followed. Like us here at Sante Fitness Club dito sa Vermosa Sports Hub, here in Imus, Cavite, just in case you don't know yet. We are closed because of the protocols, because of the quarantine requirements. But we tried ways in order to bring change to training. That's why a lot of people went to online. Classes went online. People referred, people look for personal training. People look for programs that are available online in order for them to be into some kind of normalcy. Para kumbaga hindi pa rin nila naiiwan yung training nila. So, but then, syempre, sa tagal nun, a lot of them lose motivation. A lot of them, even for people na layperson who have no background in fitness talaga, na parang, I want to start fitness right now. Pero, nagtatanong sila parang, what's my motivation? Why should I proceed in being fit? Why should I continue training like the previous before quarantine happened, no? So a lot of them were looking for motivation, where a lot of them are looking for reasons, di ba, to proceed into training or to become fit in the best way that they can be. So that's why today there's a big reason why is it important that someone, regardless of fitness background, regardless kung ano yung sport mo, no, that you should try training like an athlete. That's why kaya nga yung guest natin yun, syempre hindi naman pwede basta-basta ang athlete lang din ang kinuha natin, di ba? So, that someone right now would be sharing us today, what is it like to be training in that kind of level? And me, for example, me, hindi naman talaga ako sportsman. I'm just into regular fitness. What's my benefit for doing it? Na magte-train ako ng ganong klaseng performance, di ba? Bakit ko i-motivate sarili ko na dapat ganon? And lalo, there's great anxiety for everyone because of the pandemic, di ba? Maraming nagiging problema, marami tayong nagiging uh, issue pa na finifix, and probably for a lot of people, fitness or training might be napupush lang ng ng hindi katulad ng before. Kumbaga, hindi na siya priority. But today, we'll be discussing why, how should a person or individual train like an athlete during at this kind of period of time. All right? Okay. So, welcome. I'm by the way, eto wala siya. Yeah. Hello, Bianca. So later I will go through with the people that are here. Diba? It's nice to know more people. Okay, so katulad nga sinabi ni Dave Scott is a triathlete. It's an elite triathlete. But if you set a goal for yourself and are able to achieve it, you have won your race. Whatever your goal is, everyone of us has an individual goal in mind, whether in their fitness or sa buhay nila. Diba? Pero when it comes to fitness, maraming factor kung ano ang goal ng individual. Your goal can become to come in first, to win, for example, or probably just to improve your performance, or just finish the race. It's up to you. So right now, today, why is it important that training like an athlete, whether kung ano man ang goal mo, kung mananalo man, or just improving performance, o talagang para lang makasali sa isang competition, will reap more benefits kung gagawin natin yun, right? So that's a really good insight from Dave Scott, an elite na triathlete. And I think that this is the summary of what we'll be discussing today. So before we move forward, of course, I'm going to introduce myself. Let's define first athlete. So an athlete, it's a person who is trained. Define mo natin athlete. Hindi naman ako athlete. Di ba, lahat tayo, define natin yung athlete. Pero ourselves, am I an athlete? Or can I call myself an athlete even though I'm not competing into any sport? So athlete, a person is trained or skilled in exercises, sports, or games requiring physical strength, agility, or stamina. So if we are training or looking forward to become skilled in a sport or into a game, kahit hindi tayo magko-compete, napakadaming benefit for each and everyone, all right? So as we move forward, let me introduce first myself. Hello, I'm Jack Lianos. I'm a physical therapist here at Sante Fitness Lab. I'm a strength and conditioning coach here as well. Here at Sante Fitness Lab, where we are a performance training facility, we offer physical therapy, we offer one-on-one coaching, whether for your sport or for your fitness. And we also offer sports nutrition. We offer consultation on helping you guys on what to eat properly, no? And then also for as physical therapists, we offer rehab services, recovery and rehabilitation services. So you guys will get back to your sport. And ganon. So today's agenda is that we get to meet someone that will inspire us today to become to train like an athlete, to reap the benefits of an athlete. And also today, we'll get to know just simple benefits of training like an athlete. And of course, if you're still not yet into it, let's know kung paano ba yung tamang way to train like an athlete, diba? So let's consider right now, mental thinking natin, I'm an athlete today. I'm going to say myself. Although hindi ako ganun kagaling sa basketball, hindi ako ganun, pero let's put our mental state right now. I'm an athlete. And how am I going to train like one? So let's hear from our guest today. All right. So our guest for today, he's actually a multi-sport athlete from Sante Barley. So he's been to endurance sports. He's been competing and has finished his full Ironman. Wow, diba? And then he's been into the sport into multi-sport for quite a few years now. And then, of course, he is an elite MMA athlete. Diba? Multi-sport talaga. So, elite MMA athlete. And he was previously URCC, URCC level, featherweight champion. Diba? Hindi talaga basta-basta itong guest natin this afternoon. So, he's a URCC featherweight champion. So, and also, he is also he's one of the first Filipino North Pole marathon finisher. So FW Philippines, he is a cancer survivor actually. Wow. So grabe fit in life yon. Na though he's a cancer survivor, he was able to finish a full marathon by racing at the northernmost part of our globe and in those kind of very very different kind of environment kasi we're a tropical country. He was able to finish a North Pole full na marathon through FWD, right? And then also right now is that for 2 years now he's been teaching as an educator and as a professor of at the University of Makati. So he's all these credentials in one person, and I really hope that you guys would learn a lot from him this afternoon. That's why we brought him in. Whether you will probably look up to him further and follow his disciplines in life, diba? When it comes to training like an athlete. So without further ado, let's meet. Without further ado, meet our guest for the day, Mr. Louie Sangalang. Hello, Sir Louie. Hi, how are you?
Hi, good afternoon, Coach Jack, and good
Hello,
afternoon to all our
magandang
viewers.
yan si Sir Louie. Hello guys. Well, let's welcome
Glad
Sir
to be
Louie
here.
Sangalang, 'di ba? So, Sir Louie, how are you? Kamusta ka naman ngayong umaga? Ay, ano, umaga, ngayong hapon.
And upon, yeah, I actually feel great, no.
Mm-hmm.
I've been in, I think, in better shape than pre-COVID. It's very interesting
Exactly.
that you
Oo. Kasi
very
di ba?
interesting that you say that. You ask that question, no. And
Mhm.
I think it has a lot to do with the time na nakadedicate ngayon sa ensayo
Mhm.
and sa pagkain ng tama. So I'm quite happy with how it turned out. Of course, the situation does not call for us to be happy in a broader sense. Pero offhand, personally, I'm happy with my situation now. Um, I of course empathize with everyone out there who's having a hard time. But physically, emotionally, mentally, medyo okay po tayo. Thank you for asking. And I hope that everyone is also in that state, or most of you are also in that state of mind.
Yeah, that's what we're wishing naman everyone to be. Thank you guys. Yun nga, that's why nagkakaroon tayo ng adjustments into from live na seminars into online Zoominars like this, di ba?
Yes,
For the
yes,
new for the better normal adjustments right now. So
yes.
thank you, Sir Louie, for being with us this afternoon. So
Sure,
today
sure.
kasi, di ba? I think we called you because I think you're the best resource person that we can look forward to
Oh,
in
wow.
how
Honored.
differently
We're
wow,
gonna
di
sound
ba?
the best, yeah. But I'm
Because
honored.
bilang malapit din sa puso ng mga Sante Barley na mga with the Sante Barley family and of course dito sa Sante Fitness Lab. Um, I think with your experience as being an athlete into different kinds of sports and with your experiences and people of all walks of life, nga, bilang educator rin right now, di ba? People will appreciate what you've been through or what kind of training that you've been through so more people can relate and probably follow and look up to, di ba? So, right now ba, can you share us kung what did you what did you finish or how did you make use of the quarantine period? I think we're more than 100 days now being
Yeah.
quarantined or isolated. So ikaw ba, when it comes to your syempre with fitness and training, ano ba ang ginawa mo to maximize those days?
Okay, last year I made a comeback into mixed martial arts, no. So medyo it's been a while since I went through that journey. Kasi ang nangyari, when before I ran the North Pole Marathon, nagkasabay kasi I tried out for one championship, and in fact, they told me that we were looking at you to fight for one championship, but during that time I was already committed to run the North Pole Marathon. So nangyari, during that period, habang nag-iensayo for the North Pole Marathon, I really tried na mag-MMA, pero talagang hindi siya swak. So I had to force myself. And they told me naman, just focus there muna. Thank you to Rich Franklin for giving that advice. So I focused muna on the North Pole Marathon. And after that, immediately after that, a month later, tinapos ko rin yung Ironman Philippines. No? So I guess, nung time na yon hindi na fulfill yung pag-MMA ko, but I was fulfilled in endurance sports. So during the course of 2018, 2019, in that time, I also already took an early retirement from the company, from corporate, decided to set up my own consulting company, Soul Prop na maliit. I decided to also go back into MMA. So last year lang nangyari yung comeback sa MMA.
Oh, that's
And
nice.
yeah, thank you. And fortunately enough, nanalo po tayo. And until January, I think I was in very good shape. No? But after that, so we were looking at, setting up a team for Sante. Kasi Sante is going into multisport. Unfortunately, hindi nagtuloy-tuloy yon kasi nga nangyari itong COVID. No? And tinamaan talaga yung industriya, tinamaan talaga yung sports industry. Maraming coaches na tinamaan, kami na nagtuturo din ng MMA, tinamaan din. So, but fortunately, because I think I was in better shape, coming from the fight, ang nisip ko, it only takes about 2 weeks for you to really lose fitness, based on my own personal experience, right? So sabi ko, sayang tong panahon na to. So, una, lockdown. Tapos, medyo pa-intense yung lockdown. So, you're starting to think, anong gagawin ko? No? Anong pwede natin gawin sa loob? So, sa martial arts kasi, you can do a lot of calisthenics. You can do a lot of movements like shadow boxing and whatnot. I live in a condo. So, hindi pwedeng manapak ng bags because pag yumanig yung pader, magre-reklamo yung mga kapitbahay. So the first thing that I did was I actually established a schedule. I'm an early riser kasi. Thank you also to triathlon has given me that kind of discipline. I wake up at around 6:30 and I start exercising around 7. So ang ginawa ko, splinet ko muna yung workouts. No? So ang ginagawa ko in the morning is I would be on my trainer. Tapos sa hapon, I would do my MMA exercises. Para hindi ako nakaka-istorbo, I would go to the rooftop, tapos doon ako nagsha-shadow.
Okay, shadow box.
Yeah, then I have
wala ka bang nakakasamang parang may same enthusiasm in MMA or endurance?
Ang wala dito sa amin, sir. Okay. So buti na lang din kasi you're also worried about contracting something, right?
Yes.
So, talagang nandun ako sa kanto, tapos nagpapaaraw ako para initially, we didn't really know what COVID was about, di ba? Sabi, pag nagpa-araw ka or mainit na panahon, you don't survive. So, ang dami-daming, let's just say, news na hindi pa masyadong validated. But,
exactly.
So I was erring on the side of caution. Nagpapa-araw ako. Tapos I would do my workouts medyo a little after lunchtime. So, medyo mainit. So, yun yung ginawa kong parang training. Correct. So, I think that was the first thing. I had to set a schedule that would work for me. And it did, no? It did work. Kasi as a consultant, I can schedule my work in between. And work really slowed down. Kahit na consultant ako and I have my own time, it did slow down wherein you would be waiting for other people to produce results, right?
Correct.
So pag wala pang mako-commit, then ang ginagawa ko, I would increase the volume or increase the time that I would be exercising.
Exactly.
Or I would be like looking into ways to get better food. No? Ang kinaganda lang na nangyari for me and my wife, for the family na during the COVID season was that nagkaroon kasi ng boom sa online market.
Exactly.
Right?
Everyone is turning online to offer their services, diba?
Right.
Or to do. Oh, yes, go ahead.
Yeah. So nangyari sa amin, we were looking at options kasi ang nangyari, we cook eh. We love to cook. So we prepare our food na kami we prefer that we prepare our food. So initially, pumipila ako papasok ng grocery and I noticed that it would take me 2 hours, 2.5 hours to get in. So finally, my wife was able to go and check online and we found a few really reliable suppliers. Pinapadala dito yung pagkain fresh, no? So you have meats, fish, and vegetables. And what happened was, hindi na kami bumibili ng junk food. Kasi may tendency pag pumasok sa supermarket, all the colors, di ba, of junk food. Tapos,
kasi na-miss mo din eh.
Packaging, di ba?
Exactly.
So, biglang kuha ka na lang ng kuha. Pagdating mo dun sa counter, meron pa palang candies and whatnot. So, nangyari nung COVID, wala masyado nagbebenta ng online. Karamihan mga gulay, mga fresh produce. So yun ang binibili namin. And in fact, nag-upskill yung level siguro namin ng cooking and in preparing food. So two things happened pagdating sa fitness. So better food and I guess there was more time to devote to fitness. So
talagang So you did a lot of system. Kumbaga, netong nag-quarantine na you follow, well, hindi mo rin masisi, kumbaga buti na lang you had that opportunity na ayos mo yung kinakain mo, na ayos mo yung training mo, which is actually to share din a lot of my friends then, probably yung mga nagpa-participate sa atin ngayon, they became more productive, di ba? They maximize most of their time para talagang the balance of their work. Yung iba nga sabi, naku, sana kung bumalik sa sa dating setup, di ba? Kasi talagang nabe-better na nila yung na-maximize nila yung time nila dito, nagte-training, and
That's right.
And then nababalance nila yung kinakain na. So, ang next question ko naman, Sir Louie, is that, for example, di ba, you start your day, you're early riser ka. Can you share us how does your training session looks like, di ba? Bilang atleta, kasi syempre a lot of us, hindi namin kaya yung ganyan I'm thinking na hindi ko kaya yung ganyan level of training. Pero before we get on that, can you share us how does your training day looks like?
Yeah. As a former professional athlete, kailangan kasi natin mag-set ng, let's just say, first of all, I think we have to assess our situation. No? Ang importante sa lahat is you know your priorities in life.
Exactly.
Or you have to understand what your priorities in life. You discover them. And what do I mean by this? Iba-iba kasi yung situation natin. Some of us are single. Iba sa atin may pamilya. So I think the first thing that we should do is assess muna natin yung situation natin. What is my role, right? Am I a father? Am I a brother? Or whatnot? Am I a son? At once na ma-realize natin kung ano yung roles natin, I think we should write them down. Once we understand what our roles are, we define what our roles are, then unti-unti natin pinupunuan yon. I have I stick to my calendar kasi. So I have a very rigid calendar wherein I look at my calendar and say na, okay, this is the time na I have to devote for fitness. This is the time I devote for family and for work. And suffice to say, medyo ang hirap-hirap sirain ng schedule na yon. I always tell people live compartmentalized lives na hindi nagsispill over. If you're a workaholic, if you call yourself a workaholic, and your work-life balance is you work, that's your balance. You find that you nare-release mo yung stress doon, then nobody should judge you because of that, right? So, una-una, I think for everyone, understand what your priorities are. So, para sa akin kasi, I always look at it from the perspective na I am a husband, I am a son, I'm a teacher, I'm a consultant, and I'm an athlete. Nangyari kasi nung COVID season, yung pagiging athlete, medyo mababa yung priority because there are no events.
Yeah, right? That actually sobrang dami sa ating na talagang mga athlete na naging mentality na although most of their life talagang they dedicated to becoming an athlete, it became a lesser priority for most. With your end, ikaw mismo atleta ka, you can tell. So that's why even your training methodologies nagbago na. That's why you said you focus on priority.
Yes, coach. So since bumaba yung priority noon, I made sure na I get it done at the start of the day or before probably having dinner at night. So parang hindi siya ganun ka-high priority sa akin. Otherwise, if I'm preparing for a fight or an event, diba? An endurance event, it would consume like probably half of my day. When you bike long rides, diba? Talagang kalahating araw, ubusin mo yan, just get the mileage. Exactly. But this time, I would devote like 1 hour. The first thing I do, I get it done in the morning. Tapos I have breakfast, I start working. Then I have another slot in the afternoon or early evening that I can actually skip depending on my work. I can skip that workout para hindi ako mag-guilty. Kasi nagawa ko na sa umaga tapos na siya right? So I think yun yung una Whether, tulad kanina, before this webinar, I bike for about 15 minutes. Pero yung bike na yun, medyo intense yun. That was different from the bike that I did this morning wherein I devoted 1 hour of my time just to spin out the legs kasi nag-bike din ako kahapon.
Okay.
So understand muna what your priorities are. Tapos, in the order of those priorities, may pasok yung fitness. No? It doesn't have to consume your whole day. Diba? Okay. Especially ngayon. Kasi tulad nga sinasabi ng mga tao, walang events, wala ka namang pinaghahandaan. What is critical though is that you have to understand that you exercising and taking care of your fitness has to do with the situation that we have now. Diba? You have to boost your immune system. You have to stay clear of areas na pwede kang magkaroon ng disease. And you have to eat right, no? I mean, eating and resting right is a very critical part also of the whole fitness regimen. So yun, get it done with it, when you wake up, 30 minutes, 15, 30 minutes, that's all you need. And in the afternoon, if you can do another workout before you have dinner or whatnot, then doing mo na.
Actually, Coach, a lot of people then just started their fitness. Talagang, total marami akong time this quarantine season. Actually, to tell you, meron nga akong nabalitaan sa, nabanggit na kayo sa Lazada, na they almost sell, baka may taga Lazada dito ha, na they almost sell parang 50 to 70,000 na yoga mats.
Wow. My wife has parang reactivated her yoga practice.
So see, everyone turned to try to fit in their schedule.
Yes.
And then like
ubusan sa Decathlon, ubusan daw sila ng mga home-based
mga gamit.
Yeah.
So, sabi mo nga na your training day should be based on what's your priority. And then, for example, right now, a lot of people would like to train to focus on their fitness kasi not everyone would prioritize becoming an athlete right now.
Yes.
But bilang pagkagaling sa isang atleta, sa ganun level ng pagiging ng training, what now, kumbaga, magta-train ako ngayong umaga kasi a lot of people just wala naman akong magagawin na eh. I mean, wala akong position. So what keeps you motivated in doing it early in the morning or maybe in the afternoon?
Medyo paano ba sasagutin yan? It's a very, it's okay. For me kasi it runs deep eh. When you're a survivor of a critical illness kasi, medyo nagbabago yung mundo mo eh. Iisip mo na baka wala ka na bukas or baka bumalik yung sakit mo. So first and foremost, I always treat my days as if it were my last. I have to do something a bit productive or what I call of value. Whether you did that, you taught something or naglaba ka or whatnot, at least you did something of value. That is my intrinsic motivation as an individual. And I think iba-iba tayo ng motivations. May motivations ng pamilya, you want to become a better person, of course, marami. As an athlete kasi, my motivations, aside from myself, aside from my family, of course, the people around you. Kasi when you're suddenly thrust in the public eye, I mean, I'm not saying na I'm a celebrity or whatnot, but when people look up to you because of your experiences, especially those who have undergone cancer or whose relatives or loved ones or even themselves are affected by the disease, they look up to someone who has been there, who has been through that journey, And I owe it to these people na hindi ako yung tipong tao na nagpapakawalwal or very how do you call this, careless about how I live my life. Kasi you want to be an example to them so that they can also pass it on and become examples themselves. So I think that is the motivation behind me trying to always look at my fitness.
Are you motivated
level,
sorry, so are you motivated as well na, for example, na kung gusto kong i-maintain yung dating level of fitness ko or dating level of competence ko, does that motivate you as well?
Of course, you have to have ambition. In anything that we do, we have to have ambition. So we have to set a goal or a bar or a target na we have to meet, right? Just the same, like what I said earlier about assessing your situation. You also have to look at yourself and say na, teka lang, ilang taon na ba ako? Like okay, I'm in my mid-40s, no? So I always tell myself na, okay, I'm in my mid-40s. I probably will not be as strong or as fast as other athletes. So what strengths can I play up? Ako kasi naniniwala ako na if you want to be competitive, hindi lang focusing on your strengthening your weakness eh. I have this personal belief na if you have strengths, palakasin mo yung strengths mo kasi doon ka naman kilala eh, di ba? Yung weakness mo, i-cover mo, i-manage mo sila, but your strengths, palakasin mo pa sila. So in my case, knowing that I'm a bit older, probably, for example, in MMA, I'm more experienced in terms of the techniques. I understand the game a bit better. I'm more patient. As an endurance athlete, also just the same. Hindi ka kasing init before na parang
Yeah.
rat-rat ka lang ng rat-rat,
Oo.
di ba? You have to listen to your, tama coach, and you have to listen to your body kasi if you don't, if you push yourself all the time, that's where injury happens. And you know, it's gonna cut your athletic life shorter, di ba? For example, like age groupers like us. So,
Ang galing ng
already,
motivation.
bata ko pa. No?
Grabe bata. So ang ganda ng motivation mo, no? Syempre, to inspire, number one, syempre, I think to inspire more people to get motivated. What motivates you is for people to get motivated as well. Lalo sa ganda na experience mo when it comes to your fitness career and to your health din, di ba? And of course, yung ano rin, you want to maintain a certain level of competence pa rin despite in this kind of period. So with that, I know that you're still
Coach, Coach, may dadagdag lang pala ako before I forget, no. Speaking of motivations, one of actually my motivations when I counsel or I speak to people, no. One of the motivations is actually failure. I think it's something that is not always talked about. Pero maganda kasing motivation yung failure. I always tell people, inspiration is the same as desperation, no? So when you're desperate, it's your action that determines what's going to happen, diba? So
great.
If you act on it, then well and good, diba? Wag lang yung destructive na action. But I think when we fail kasi we start to understand, we internalize it. And it makes us humble also. Minsan, pag alam natin na kasalanan natin yung failure natin, we start to become more humble and we start to think, what went wrong ba? Diba? Then that should spark that drive inside you na parang, wow, I have to do something better. Frustration pala is the same as inspiration. That's what my boss always told me before. It should move you to action, actually. I think that's one critical element, no? All the failures that we've had.
Talagang everyone gets a lesson or two sa when they fail, when they missed something na hindi na reach yung gusto nila. But by the way, before we proceed to the last few questions, no, I just like to we're live now on Facebook. So for those who are watching us right now on Facebook, so welcome to Training Like an Athlete during the pandemic. This is Coach PT Jack. And together with me is Louie Sangalang, an elite MMA athlete and an elite triathlete that is sharing with us his story on how everyone, despite of your fitness experiences or despite of your sports experiences, would get to try to be an athlete, getting an athlete mentality, getting an athlete grit when it comes to training whatever your goals are. With that because we're in the pandemic right now. So, a few last questions is that what adjustment right now yung ginawa mo when it comes to your training dahil everyone is isolated. Ang kagandahan, MMA is an indoor sport. But syempre, not everyone will have the right equipment. Not everyone will have that space to get to train to that certain level na gusto natin, right? For example, triathlon. Triathlon is an outdoor sport, very obvious. But I know there are ways that you can train indoor. But how did you keep up that level of training?
Okay, good. That's actually a great question, Coach. No, kasi so now we go down into the details. So first is overall understand what your priorities are. Devote the time that you have to devote. Tapos I think what needs to be done by any individual na nakapag-set na ng goal, no, is to be sport specific. So halimbawa ako, I have two sports basically. I have MMA, I have endurance sports. If I wanted to be more sport specific, for example, for the day, then yun ang gagawin kong ensayo. And you have to be very, very consistent there. Because again, consistency
to maximize everything what you have, no?
Right. So, for example, I know that this is a condominium. So, limited yung space ko sa kwarto. I looked for an available space na secluded. Like, may access naman sa rooftop kasi that's where our laundry area is. There's a huge space there where I can do my body weight exercises. Now, dun sa mga taong nagtataka kung paano gumawa ng body weight exercises. So body weight exercises are exercises that you do using your body weight lang. So it's very plain and simple, no? There are a lot of apps that you can download sa phone mo to understand to do the programs. If you have friends who are coaches, like you're an expert, I can ask you, for example, for a body weight program. You can go even on YouTube, no? Just go online, even on Facebook. Ang dami-dami nag-o-offer niyan. I'm sure may mga kaibigan kayo na mga coaches na nag-vlog or nag-Facebook live.
Like us.
Sabayan nyo sila. Yeah, like the one in Sante Fitness Lab very recently. So body weight exercises are very good exercises for you to do when you have very minimal space in your house and you don't need weights, no? You just probably need a place to do sit-ups and push-ups. Like siguro meron kang banig or mat na pwede mong gamitin lang para hindi madumi yung likod mo. A pole or a ledge that you can do pull-ups on, di ba? So if talagang desidido ka, makakagawa ka ng paraan eh. First doon sa this is kaya nga sport specific kasi these exercises, bodyweight exercises, most of them I understand build your explosiveness and your strength, right?
Exactly. Mm-hmm.
Now for those who are endurance athletes, no? Ako I have a trainer, I have a bike trainer. But during the pandemic, fortunately, I was able to get access to purchase a smart trainer wherein I can just project all the information on my computer screen and I would see the results, right? Hindi lahat ng tao may access sa bike trainer. Hindi lahat ng tao may access sa treadmill. I don't have an access to the treadmill kasi, again, maliit lang yung space namin. So, meron ako isang kaibigan and you know what he did? He would run in place for like hours.
Okay.
And this guy is an amazing guy. He has dystonia wherein dystonia kasi is this it's not a disease, it's a condition wherein nagtitwist yung spinal column mo. So tumatabingi yung neck mo and it's I think it's hereditary or so congenital. Anyway, this guy is so amazing. He participates in virtual races. He runs or jogs in place for hours.
Wow.
And that's how he measures his run. So kung talagang gusto mo makagawa ka ng paraan eh, di ba? So that's how he would run. So very interesting. Probably hindi siya makakabike, but there's several alternatives to biking. You can do squats, like 100, 200 squats if you want. You can do like stationary bicycles using your mat.
Imagine
Again,
the motivation.
Yes, sir?
Imagine yung motivation niya talaga to maintain yung training niya and to maintain that gusto ko i-maintain yung ganitong level of training ko. And without a treadmill, jogs in place, di ba? So,
tsaka maganda rin, coach, kasi meron kang, I think, dapat meron ka ring peg, di ba? So may peg kang, not to say na idol mo to, pero meron kang peg na, okay, gusto ko ganito yung itsura ko, gusto ko ganito yung katawang ko. Na fitness personality, right? This is how I want to look. And follow them on Instagram. Like, check them out on YouTube kung meron silang channel or on Facebook, they have a page. So I think it's important na meron kang pinaghuhugutan din ng inspirasyon.
Exactly.
Especially now, one thing that is not really often talked about during this period, nababanggit-banggit siya is mental health.
Yes.
Ang daming taong nagkakaroon ng anxiety, di ba? And that's because you don't do anything. You're just basically waiting for things to happen. So, take charge, take charge of your fitness, take charge of your life, your family, and whatnot. So, I think these are key concepts na we have to accept, especially ngayon.
Ang galing. And yan nga, when for your that kind of training that you got, for this last question actually, related to your to mental health and to all of the benefits of training to that kind of level while naka-pandemic tayo, no? Yes. So, tanong ko lang, what technically benefits did you realize in your health, in your discipline, in your daily activities? Ano yung mga nakita mong benefits during this pandemic for training that level of training mo?
Okay, I think first is there's a consciousness, no? There's a conscious effort to be safe and healthy. Yun ang nangyari sa lahat. Like people were now purchasing vitamins, people were going online, researching how to fight the disease. And that is, for me, the most important thing na dapat ginagawa natin ngayon. We have to be very careful. We have to secure our health. Kasi kung hindi rin tayo healthy, we cannot really perform. So dapat may baseline, di ba? May baseline ka ng fitness na dapat sinisimulan mo.
Exactly.
And you have to understand hanggang saan yung kaya mo. Hindi realistic kasi na, you have to set realistic goals. Kasi hindi realistic na sinasabi mo sa sarili mo na, okay, lockdown, so gagawa ko ng 100 push-ups today. You can't do that if you've never done a push-up in your life, right? So you start muna with 5. 5 is enough, then stop. Then rest ka ng konti. Then, after a day, then gawin mo ulit. Then, you increase the volume. So you have to set realistic targets. The benefits of training during the lockdown for me was that there was a focus, again, on fitness, on health. Tapos, mas maganda yung planning. For me, kasi if you're not going out, and you can schedule your work, then you can also schedule your exercise regimen, right?
Exactly.
And it's better that way kasi you can now think of it in boxes na parang, okay, ganito dapat yung oras para sa trabaho ko. And you also have to set, again, yung area mo eh. Like,
exactly, oo.
Like for example, people with families, I understand this perfectly kasi, as a father myself, although my daughter's not here, pero as a father myself, I know for a fact na hanap at hahanapin ka ng mga anak mo, right? Oh, lagi nasa bahay ka lang nagtatrabaho ka . So you have to set the boundaries also within your own home. They might be physical or imaginary boundaries na okay, or time boundaries, like for example, okay, from 9 to 12 kids, please stay in your room or you just watch TV. Right. So yun ang kailangan mong gawin. You have to set the limits as well, right? Again, schedule is important. You have to physically and set these time boundaries as well. Then I guess you have to have that end goal in mind. Kasi kung wala kang end goal, para ka lang, it's like you're swimming or running, but you don't really have a finish line. So that has to do with the realistic goal setting sa umpisa. Parang ano bang gusto kong ma-achieve? May kaibigan ako ang ginawa niya was like he wanted to have a body that he could be proud of at the age of in his 40s. Yeah. So parang ginawa niyang peg. I'm sorry, I can't mention the names, pero ang ginawa niyang peg si Captain America. So what he did was he did a lot of body weight, which he showed his before and after photos. Grabe, ang ganda ng katawan niya.
So this pandemic, this quarantine period,
yeah, he did that. Ang sinet niyang goal was like quarantine period until April 15 kasi that was the first, I think, deadline for the lockdown, right?
Na-lift ng onte.
Oo, na-lift. So, pagdating April 15, nag-push siya, hindi na-lift. So, tinuloy-tuloy na lang niya, di ba? You have to give kudos to these people kasi talagang determined sila.
Can you...
Go ahead, Coach.
Sorry. Can you say na what aspect na yun nga? Can you say na you are now better when it comes to your fitness right now because of the situation?
Okay. I wouldn't completely say I'm better, Coach, kasi
you can test.
As an athlete kasi you're competitive, and aside from measuring it sa athletic performance mo from previous, you also compare it with others, di ba? Kasi ganun yan eh. Sa athletic field, parang okay, magaling ba ako? Okay, alam ko na I can do this amount of exercises or I can like punch like sobrang daming times, but how does it compare if I'm actually in the cage and fighting, or how does it compare when I'm running with other people? So meron ka pa ring bars or measures na ganun. Yeah. And unfortunately, we don't have that now. You can do that sa smart trainer online through digital technology, pero pwedeng dayain eh. And I'm not saying na may nandadaya, may deliberately nandadaya. Pero in terms of being better, I would not say na athletically I'm better than others, or I would say na sobrang laki ng performance improvement ko.
Because of
myself. But definitely nakatulong yung focus on
focus
scheduling
and systems.
Yes, of course. So mas maganda siya ngayon. I mean, I wish also that we would go out kasi we are social beings after all, right? What we experience we also share with others, and that gives us a lot of room for improvement. Diba? Kasi like us now talking, right? We can exchange ideas. imagine na lang kung complete lockdown tapos wala tayong technology to be able to talk to each other. So, hirap i-measure nung
So yeah.
performance. Yeah.
So yun.
And, coach, sa dadagdag ko lang, if you want to train like an athlete, you have to think like an athlete. Eh. You have to have that ambition. You have to have that competitiveness. You have to set a commitment to deliver even just like a few minutes or like an hour of your time just devoted to fitness. So ganun yung sabihin ko, and it works with everything else that you want to be an expert on, di ba? So whether that's teaching, programming, or even your family, you have to set time and you have to practice. Yeah, practice.
So, yan actually yung ganyang klaseng it what separates it what makes a person an athlete. Number one, yung level of training, the focus, and the motivation. And before tayo kay Sir Louie mag-wrap up, let's share your video na Sir Louie.
Okay.
Ito, share ko yung video. You can explain a bit about it kasi medyo anin ko audio na din lang.
Yeah, this is the North Pole Marathon video, right?
Correct, the North Pole Marathon video. So this level of motivation of Sir Louie Sangalang took him to do a marathon in the North Pole, diba? Small things. For a while, sige, screen share natin. All right, so let's just put it down. Now, let me know if you're viewing it. So you can tell a bit about this, Sir Louie.
Yeah, so this is the geographic North Pole. It's about -40, -50 degrees. There's a Russian plane that takes all the competitors there. And this is actually floating ice, hindi siya lupa. Ice flows to. There were about, I think, 70 or 80 of us who ran. Wow. About 12 or 15 half marathon ang ginawa. The guy in front, medyo intense yun. And you have to be covered from head to foot. No? Kailangan yon because you don't want to get hypothermia. Correct. So napapansin mo yung terrain, medyo iba-iba. Merong ice, tapos merong terrain na mas malambot yung snow, may nadadapa, it's normal. In 2018, nakita nyo may mga huskies. This was the first time na meron tumakbong mga huskies during this marathon. No? Okay. Of course, you have to be wearing special shoes so that you don't get cold. Yung mask, by the way, keeps you warm. No? Kasi ang hirap-hirap huminga dito. And matindi ka na kung hindi ka nagmamaskara because once pinagpawisan ka, automatically, kita mo yung pilik mata niya, they turn to ice, no? They turn to ice. Sobrang freezing. Ito pag kumukulong tuwig, binato mo sa ere, nagiging ice siya.
Correct, oo.
Yeah.
And then,
so,
dito,
go ahead.
Can you share your time dito?
You see this guy, this has ano siya, what do you call this? Amputee siya, no? So he ran with prosthetics. Yeah. Sorry.
Alright. So yung dito, tawag doon, can you share us kung yung time mo? Wow.
Ito. The Philippine flag. So, yeah. So that's the flag that I have here behind me. So yan yung flag na.
Wow.
I took it back home, yeah.
Can you
sorry, coach.
It is your best time kumbaga. Are you satisfied with your time?
No, I definitely wasn't satisfied with my time kasi there were several issues that happened, no. First is that may konting improvement dapat for sa sapatos ko. So I think I was wearing shoes na hindi pa ganun ka-insulated. So what happened was at kilometer 10, kilometer 12, pag tumatakbo ka kasi you perspire, right? So by the way, this is the warm tent. Diyan kami, yan yung parang pinaka namin. And there are helicopters that take you to the geographic North Pole. Okay. Anyway, nang nagpawis yung pa ako, my feet started freezing. And I was actually at risk. Kasi nangyayari, there are marshals. And yung mga marshals dito, meron silang mga barel. Kasi hindi mo alam, baka may polar bears sa likod mo or beside you. So, if they find out that you have hypothermia, they will ask you to stop running. Okay? They will stop you from running. So I didn't want to be in that position.
Of course.
And natapos na yung ibang mga teammates ko. So we were a group of representatives from Asia. So there was Japan, Indonesia, Thailand, I think Vietnam, Philippines, Taiwan, and the rest. So there were 10 of us. may natapos na, yung mga bibilas natapos na. Unfortunately for me, magka-size kami ng paa. So, and he lent me his shoes, no? 12 kilometers before the finish line, I ran perfectly. As in, di ako tumigil, tuloy-tuloy ako. Because I didn't have problems with my shoes. Ang nangyari kasi, may insulation yung sapatos eh. Para kung pagpawis mo yung paa mo, yung tubig, hindi siya nag-freeze sa loob. And it was very interesting kasi when we first met each other and we were doing our practice runs in Norway, sabi niya sa akin, are you sure you're gonna run in those shoes? I think you should buy new shoes. And I didn't listen to him. I didn't listen to him because that time, of course, I didn't want to make my sponsor look bad. You know, I thank my sponsor for sponsors for everything they do, especially Sante Barley, who gave me my nutrition when I was there. I actually did not think anything of it until time na tumatakbo na ako. And you know, that was a classic example of teamwork for me. No, ang ganda ng story talaga na. Unfortunately, I couldn't share it publicly then kasi meron niyang sponsor. But if you notice, look at closely, yung shoes ko sa finish line and my shoes when I started, hindi sila parehas. So, yung sapatos talaga yung nagdala. It made all the difference. And kaya nahirapan talaga ako. I had a target of finishing within 6-7 hours. No?
Yeah.
I've never, prior to the North Pole Marathon, I've never done a marathon before. My first marathon ever was in Philinvest, yung dapat na Skyway. Ginawa na lang nilang loops because I think someone passed away the year before, so they were more careful. I didn't think they were allowed, but anyway, we did the loops in Philinvest. My time there for my first marathon, I think was 4:08 or 4:10, something like that. Sabi na pwede na daw kasi dapat sub 4 ka. And in this particular marathon, sabi ko, siguro kaya na yung at most 7 hours or 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours. That was my target. I finished the marathon in like 10 hours. As in, coach, hindi ko na malayan. When you're there kasi, when you arrive in the North Pole, and they hold it in a period wherein the sun never sets. So it doesn't set for 3 to 6 hours. Midnight sun, hindi mo namamalayan yung oras. Pagod na pagod ka na pala, hindi mo namamalayan yung oras. And nawawala ka sa bearings mo because everything is just white, snow, ice, blue sky. That's it. The sun just moves from here to here. It doesn't set. So parang nakaka-disorient siya. I didn't finish it at the time that I wanted, but sabi ko na sarili ko na I had to finish the race. You know, I owe it to my family, to my wife, kasi my wife was waiting for my call. And every time I finish a race, I make sure that yun ang una kong ginagawa. I report to my wife na, tapos na ako, I'm coming home, right? So, ganun dapat talaga. So, but anyway, yeah, I didn't have a good time, but I'm very, very happy that I was
very proud of, So,
thank you, sir.
Yeah, and we're really proud that you made that kind of technically competition siya, no?
Wala pala siyang cut-off, by the way, coach. Walang cut-off yung marathon na yan. I think the person who finished it last was like 14 hours or something. I don't know.
Pero we're really proud that you made it and you were able to share
Thank you, coach.
Your story for this afternoon, and for those na mga gusto talagang maging to train. If not mag-compete sa North Pole as well, but maybe aspire to train to that kind of level because it has a lot of benefits. So before I end this, thank you, Sir Louie. By the way, for everyone that is watching us here at Facebook and here at Zoom, you can always put in your questions. You can chat your questions. You can put your questions in the comment section, and we will try to answer that before we end our Zoominar for today. But before that, Sir Louie, I'll put you on a hang for a bit.
Thank you so much. Thank you for everyone listening.
You can stay for a while, ma'am. I'll be sharing a few things on a bit on the theory part, syempre, on training, di ba? Kasi me as a strength coach here at Sante Fitness Lab, we teach these few things. Not necessarily dahil because not everyone na namimit naman namin ni atleta. Hindi naman din everyone pro level, hindi naman lahat competitive. But we try to teach them to put this certain kind of work and to put this certain kind of performance whenever they work out, whenever they train. Bakit kaya? Because there's so many benefits. So this will just be quick. So the benefits of training like an athlete during the pandemic. Nako, napakaganda kasi we're specific about the pandemic right now and how did every one of us maximize the time of training at this time, no? So, number one, syempre, that the pandemic is, according to many resources and according to many athletes as well that I researched, most of them got this more opportunity and time to maximize the benefits of athletic level of training. Benefits of athlete-like training means pushing yourself to reach your personal goal. Diba? Ganun yun eh. If you're training like an athlete, you're focusing, as defined by Sir Louie Ren, yung motivation, yung goal of specific of sports specific training niya for that day, making sure that he maintains that certain kind of level of training is that you are, kapag ganun na mindset din natin, not being an athlete, hindi man necessarily kailangan pro athlete ka. If we have that in mind, thus more fitness benefits. Kasi of course, training like an athlete, training for your sport, training for something, has a lot of benefits, especially for our fitness. Number one, it improves strength, lalo kapag nasa weightlifting ka or whatever. It improves your strength, it improves your power, and of course, it improves your cardiovascular endurance and so on and so forth, and all the benefit factors of fitness, diba? Not just, hindi lang gumagaling ka ng skill, hindi lang gumagaling ka sa sport mo, but you also get to benefit for your fitness, di ba? That's why, ano ba nagiging carry over ng fitness? Lalo kung functional fitness ang ginagawa mo. You become better at your daily activities. Di ba? Hindi ka na hinihingal pag umakit ng hagdan, hindi ka napapagod kapag nagbubuhat ka ng baby, or pag hindi ka agad hihingalin, dahil ngayon, onti na ang public transport, lahat tayo naglalakad, lahat tayo nagbabike, and so on. So, it will benefit us if that kind of level of training is in our mind and we're trying to emulate an athlete attitude. Next is that another benefit that we get is that we become more systematized in our approach to anything. Sabi nga ni Sir Louie, bilang atleta siya, kailangan lagi may sistema. Yung araw niya, ito dapat ang focus ko. He tells his family that, guys, do not disturb me at this time kasi I'm trying to be systematized on my training. And if we get to invite that kind of mental thinking, di ba, and motivation towards our training, you get to plan properly. You get to become systematized. You get to plan and establish a system, katulad Sir Louie, in your training that will fit your personal goal, whether be it on your training, whether be it on your nutrition, or for your recovery. So, ang kagandahan doon, dapat ang ginagawa mo bilang athlete is that you prioritize your training according to your goal. Diba? Although, for example, ano bang goal ko? Wala naman ng competition. Ano ba ang goal ko? Wala naman, family man lang naman ako or family mother lang naman ako. It's not lang, but when you prioritize that ganun ka, kapag alam mo sa isip mo na kailangan ko maging malakas for my family, that kind of motivation alone will get you to more benefits. For example, with your fitness nga, di ba? And with your health, you get to protect yourself lalo mayroong kumakalat na sakit ngayon, di ba?
Actually, pwede ba akong magdagdag lang dun sa sinabi nyo?
Yeah,
when you say also a system, I think yung isang maganda sa sinabi ninyo, once you build that system, you can actually get your family involved.
Yes.
I see a lot of families na sabay-sabay sila nag-ensayo. So maganda when you set these boundaries and you set a system, mas madali siyang i-share sa ibang tao kasi may proseso na.
So, correct. When you become systematized nga, you get to get more people involved. You got a lot of fun, di ba? Katulad na ito, nagzo-zoom tayo. Ito na yung sistema ngayon, di ba? We get to be online. Kaya, we can share this kind of discipline to more people. We get to share our kind of training to more people. So,
yeah.
Hello? Sorry. Okay, I'll proceed. Of course, athletes get to become, during their training, get to have this mental toughness and discipline, di ba? So, athlete-like training means training the mind as well. The goal is to challenge your mental state to go beyond. Itong athlete thinking kaya ko pa. Mental toughness ang kasi you know that competitions are always, kalahati talaga yan mental battle. So the goal is to challenge your mental state to go beyond your usual physical capability. And if we have that, we get to beat ourselves yesterday. Training for mental toughness is to convince that what our mind can perceive, the body can achieve. Right? So sports competitions are half mental battle. Alam niya ni Sir Louie, being there at that level of competition, being in the unfamiliar environment, tropical people tayo, and si Sir Louie napunta sa ganung environment, it's very mental, di ba? Meron pa siyang wardrobe malfunction. And if we are able to carry over the skills of resiliency plus the discipline of training, we will be able to accomplish more things, di ba? In our activities of daily living. All right. So mental toughness, resiliency, discipline, few of the benefits of training like an athlete. Diba? Next is that, syempre, ang athletes naman, if you strive to become an athlete, diba? They are not spared from getting injuries. Pero, diba? Training doesn't mean zeroing out injuries. A lot of people, lalo kung misguided ang training nila, nai-injure pa sila. Though the goal of training should be reducing the possible occurrence of injury during the competition, non-athletes training like a pro, magiging mas aware kung anong kapasidad ng katawan nila. Kung ano ang mas magiging, ano na lang ang limit sa katawan ko, hanggang dito ako. And with mental toughness, alam kong kaya ko pa hanggang dito. Pero, we become more aware of ourselves, of our body, to tell na hanggang dito lang talaga itong katawan ko. That's why we become more aware of our body and the health issues na pwede mangyari kapag hindi ka naman nag-train or kapag hindi ka nag-exercise. So,
Coach, may dadagdag din po ako dyan. No? When you mentioned kasi injuries, no, one thing that I wasn't able to highlight earlier as much, but I did mention it, is that we should seek out experts. No, whether these are coaches, of course, athletes always have coaches guiding them. So we should seek out athletes. We should seek out experts, right? So whether they're nutritionists or coaches in the sports field, physical therapists or trainers even, diba? More so kasi hindi tayo expert. I mean, especially if we don't have a medical background, minsan hindi natin alam kung paano nagpo-perform yung katawan natin. So I think when in doubt, always consult with experts.
yes.
It's very important kasi at least meron silang training specifically sa field na yan.
Yes, opo. So, actually, we lead there kung ano mga magandang pwedeng gawin ng mga individual when it comes to their training. So, athletes tend to become well-aware kasi of possible injuries from the sport or training and tend to do efforts, syempre, to not get injured because you're self-aware. And this kind of training maturity leads to lifelong health awareness and active role of staying healthy. So, perfect example is with our guest athlete is that as someone who survived cancer, that's why nagme-maintain siya ng fitness, di ba? Is that because we know already the value of our health and of our life. So we don't necessarily have to have that kind of terrible disease, but it is enough that training like an athlete will tell you your capabilities and the benefits of training more dun sa health natin, di ba? So right now, of course, with that being said, there will always be a lot of ways kung paano magiging on how can you train like an athlete. So really quick na lang. So number one, syempre, let's be very specific on the ways that you can, on how you should train. Number one, don't be afraid to lift weights. Women tend to be scared about lifting weights. Sabi, gusto ko na magpatuon ng katawan ko. But no, actually, let's debunk that myth na weight training will let an individual develop more strength. Strength is needed by anyone, hindi lang lalaki. But men and women need strength for them to function more, for you guys to do something more. Lifting way heavy, let's put this equation. Lifting heavy within your capacity plus conditioning work is the best way to attain a good fitness level. Kaya atleta ka, kaya hindi, kaya ano pa ang goal mo, if you do lifting and do conditioning work such as running, such as metabolic conditioning work, that is a good way to get into your fitness level, whether nagpapalaki ka, whether nagpapapayat ka, or whether you're training for a sport. This more free time means we have more opportunity to lift our way up to become stronger. So there are ways in which you can lift your way up or para tumaas yung capability ng strength mo. Alright? So, number one, let's lift weights. Don't be scared. For you to train like an athlete, all athletes lift weights. They don't rely on their own. they need to lift something heavy to realize more goals. And of course, mobility training. When we say mobility, it's your ability to move freely without getting pain, without having pain or without obstruction in the movement. So athletes doesn't just focus on strength. They also give attention and flexibility and mobility. And training, syempre, in this quarantine period, if you made the most out of it, total bumili ka naman na ng yoga mat mo, di ba? So, it's a golden opportunity for you to train on your mobility and to make sure that you're not just strong, but you're able to move freely with that strength that you got. Diba, malinaw? Just in case you have any questions, feel free to type it in the comment section and dito sa chat group natin sa Zoom. Alright? And the next, of course, half of the battle, syempre, is rest and recovery. It is where our bodies repair and adapt to changes, to stress, tension that is applied during training. So, hindi lumalaki ang katawan during the training. The muscles just get oriented to the tension. Yung katawan natin, ganito pala yung bigat. Ganito pala yung stretch. Ganito pala yung bagong level of training. Pero, yung changes happens kapag nakapagpahinga ka na. And if you don't get proper rest, natutulog ka na ng 3-4 na oras, oops, na-guilty. Diba? If you're you're sleeping 3 to 5 hours, all of your training will go down the drain. That's really sad. We'll actually have more of rest and recovery lectures or webinars in the future, and I hope that you sign up for that. So the quarantine period, I know, had given us more than enough time to sleep and to recover. You can sleep as much as you want. Pero the proper amount and the proper way to recover is the key. All right? Pero sleeping or proper number of hours of sleep is gold standard when it comes to rest and recovery. Now, of course, proper nutrition. Kasi if you don't fuel yourself, if you don't fuel your performance properly, natutulog ka nga, wala ka namang kain, nagtatrain ka nga na sobra, hindi ka naman kumakain ng tama, you'll not get fired up for whatever you're preparing. Lalo for everyone, it doesn't take to be an athlete, guys. It doesn't take to be an athlete for you to eat properly, for you to know what to eat, to feed your training. So eat like an athlete. Kasi an athlete, like Sir Louie, they get to plan kung ano kakainin nila. I know the quarantine period made everyone, nilabas yung pagiging chef ng bawat isa. Lahat nag-venture into cooking, di ba? So that's why you had more time to eat properly. You get to eat fresh. Walang fast food masyado na bukas. Kaya I know that you get to eat properly this pandemic. And it could have been an opportunity for you to feed yourself properly whatever your training is. So eat like an athlete, but eat according to your goal and according to your level of training. Tandaan, according to your level of training. Baka naman kasi eat like an athlete ka, hindi ka naman ang endurance athlete, di ba? Just go. May imbak yan, di ba? So anyway, of course, I'll share one important thing na take away for everyone, di ba? So, eto yung table na to. So, here at Sante Fitness Lab, or for all of different kinds of coaches, we tend to refer to this. You might have read us talking about the rate of perceived exertion. Sorry, medyo nagiging technical tayo, pero kung may iiwan man kami this afternoon, definitely this is yun. Basically, you just have to subjectively rate your exertion of movement exertion on a scale from 1 to 10. For example, yung 10, yung talagang isang buhat mo lang, hindi ko na kaya. Pero yung 1, grade of 1, yung alam mong easy peasy, wala lang, di ba? So, gradean mo yung effort mo pag nagta-training ka everyday. Ano bang effort ng level ko ngayon? So, pag nalaman mo na yung level from 1 to 10, kailangan malaman mo kung ano ang dapat level of training mo. And for you to get to train like an athlete, you always must hit level 7 out of 10, or level 8 out of 10. 80% of maximum effort. If you get to focus on that kind of mental state when you're level of training, definitely you get to achieve more things. You get to reach whatever your goal is. Syempre, with proper training protocol. If you had a proper training, malalaman mo na. For example, nag-fit fun kami every Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. Ang lagi namin sinasabi, guys, let's hit 8 over 10. Let's hit 7 over 10 when you train. So, kasi kapag nag-exercise ka nga, ang effort mo naman, very, very easy, 1 over 10. No benefits at all, I'm sorry. Diba? So, that's what I'm leaving you this morning, the level 7 of 8. And of course, so you also always remember the RPE, or the rate of perceived exertion. of course, you get to have to look for the right help, di ba? Athletes train with guidance. So Sir Louie can definitely say something, about this. And katulad nga nasabi niya kanina, if you get the right program, you'll be on the right track. Di ba? As much as athletes train individually, meron silang ginagawa on their own, they make sure that the program they pursue is appropriate for their goal. Ano bang goal ko? Hindi naman ako athlete. Gusto ko lang mag-jeta. Gusto ko lang lumakas. Gusto ko lang maging fit. Maging toned. Most of people get to use that term, toned. Uh, but paano ka pupunta doon? Of course, you get to find the right help. Diba? Their coaches provides them the right training protocol specific for their intention. So the reason why that we are introducing ourselves as Sante Fitness Lab is that we'd like to introduce ourselves. Like me, I'm a physical therapist and I'm a strength coach, diba? To help you guys that these are this kind of services, that these are these professionals that could actually help you achieve kung ano man gusto yung mangyari. Kasi a lot of people taking mga delatang program na parang, akin ba talaga to? That's the question eh. No? Mapapa-question ka na, kung ginagawa ko to, will I get benefits from this? But with the right people that will help you, then hopefully will lead you to whatever your goals are. So that's why we have right now yung mga online service namin dito sa Sante Fitness Lab, which I lead personally the one-on-one coaching. Coach Bea, that is also present here, we have physical therapy services. And with Coach JJ, that leads our sports nutrition. So with our online services for coaching, I do personalized fitness program, fitness and sports training actually. So kung naka-stay put ka ngayon sa bahay and thinking of training, pursuing your basketball skills, hindi man ako nagba-basketball, but I get to make you jump higher, hopefully, di ba? So that's what we're leading. And of course, weight loss program or weight gain and strength training. And with our online physiotherapy services, we get first time to. Not necessarily first time, but this is rare that physical therapists now tend to go to telehealth or tele-rehab, in which you can consult us via Zoom or via online, that you get to consult how to move better, how you can be better in your movement, di ba? Kung may issue ka ng pain, we can get to address you without getting outside, or you can reach us na via online, di ba? So, and of course, online sports nutrition services. So you get to meet our coach, Coach JJ, which will help you ano man ang goal mo. Athlete nutritional consultation. Atleta ka, kailangan mo ng proper nutrition. So for weight gain or weight loss, for elderly nutrition, di ba? For advice, and parent and children nutritional support. And wow, this is new, infertility and PCOS nutritional advice, di ba? So these are kind of the services that we can offer. And of course, a lot of people are self-administered. So that's why meron din kaming ginawa na by the way, ito pala. And Coach Jack, hello, and Coach Bea is there to help you with your PT, and Coach JJ for sports nutrition. So these are the people that can help you right now. And of course, di ba, we have this thing. If you are in Sante Fitness Lab is together with Sante Barley, we get to have this special package, a 30-day program. Exciting. One day, anong product niyan? Ano ang magkakasama? One 30-day subscription program, 30 days workout with videos. All right? When you get to avail this subscription kind of program, you get 30 days of program, one FlexiFit program, and FlexiFit is for your movement, and one 30-minute consultation call. So you get to talk to one of us and consult us. And one box of Sante Pure Barley, a proud product ng Sante International, di ba? So all of this in just one package of 1,950. And if you're that kind of person that you want to administer exercise by yourself, and you want to have these kinds of program, definitely this is the one for you. So all in all, everything in this everything naman is there to help you achieve whatever your goals in life are, di ba? So lalo kapag you are first time into fitness, or whether you are an athlete, that's why we invited an athlete today who is into a corporate work as well, so everybody can relate. I know that you are here because you want to learn something new. You want to become better when it comes to your fitness, and you want to start something. That's why we are here to help you guys. And with this small effort of having a webinar, inviting the right people, you can get to start your new fitness life na, di ba? So, just in case, I think there are few, there are questions in mind. So, I think the coaches can take a look dito sa Facebook natin, no? Kung merong mga nagtatanong about, definitely, Sir Louie Sangalang will be asked ng a few questions before we wrap up everything that we learned this afternoon. All right? So, let me check. I think merong question dito sa Facebook natin. Okay, for a while, give me a minute.
Oh, sulit na sulit yung program. Kasama ba si Papa Mateo doon, Coach?
Oh, may special appearance.
Special appearance. Pupunta ka sa bahay para mag-assess.
Hopefully just wait this July. Let's see if we can invite the proud endorser na Sante Barley to show us a few things about the newest product na Sante Barley and Sante Fitness Lab, diba? So we're checking the comments. So everybody, thank you guys for watching today. Thank you for being with us. So Sir
Coach,
Lou,
Coach, I am just checking the group chat. There's a question from Niall.
Go ahead. So,
so
para sa URCC, how did you manage the mixed discipline trainings? Very, very good question. Thank you, Sir Niall.
Thank you, Niall, for the excellent question. No? Nung bata kasi ako, pisa ako doon. Nung bata kasi ako, sinasabi wala daw akong focus. No? So marami akong interest, art, whatever, science, mathematics. And ang reality kasi, lahat ng tao may multiple intelligences. We have our athletic intelligence, we have emotional intelligence, we have our IQ, of course. And I think we have to embrace that. So first, we have to embrace our multiple intelligences. Pagdating sa mixed martial arts kasi, there are so many disciplines, right? And ang very interesting sa sport na to, because sobrang dami ng discipline ng mga tao. May iba mga magaling sa striking or boxing or Muay Thai, or iba magaling sa wrestling, jiu-jitsu, ground game, is that you cannot, kumbaga, if you wanna be good, you have to be good at least in one or two specific disciplines, no? Whether that's striking or wrestling or jiu-jitsu. Now, if you cannot be good, no, and I will relate this to an employee. If you cannot be a specialist, yung tinatawag nating specialist, be a generalist. No? So make sure na alam mo lahat ng aspect ng negosyo or ng sport. That will go a long way. Kasi if you're a generalist, you know a little bit of everything. When you go into, kumbaga parang empleyado, di ba? When you go to higher levels of management, you actually manage from a macro perspective. As a CEO or as a business owner, hindi ka naman specific na tumitingin sa isang bagay o sa isang operation sa isang department. It's the same thing when you do multidisciplinary sports. Hindi mo siya tinitingnan specifically as one sport lang. You have to be able to manage everything, to combine everything. Kaya when people ask me what's my strength, I think my strength is integrating everything together. Lamang lang siguro ng konti yung pakipagsuntukan ko, yung ground game ko from other competitors. But in general, it's the strategy. And that plays a lot with your coach also and your team. Kasi sila yung tumutulong sa'yo dun sa situation na yun. So, I hope that answers your question. If it's not clear, I would be more than happy to digress or explain it further.
Let's go to wrap it up kung ano yung nasabi ni Sir Louie. Definitely, you just have to become, to treat everything as a whole. No, yes. Diba? So, see it as a whole, but you address it individually. You can address it individually, hintimayin mo siya, but all in all, see it na isa. Although marami ka sport, tama Sir Louie. Multisport alone is a 3-15 tapos may elite pa. So, idol ka kasi.
Babalikan ko lang sinabi ko kanina, play on your strengths. Kasi that's what's going to differentiate you, right? Halimbawa, yung sinasabi ng coach ko dati sa triathlon, kung ang labanan sa triathlon is actually sa takbuhan na. So lamang na lamang talaga yung mga strong runners kasi that will carry through . But I guess he was talking also from his own point of view kasi malakas talagang tumakbo yung coach ko na yun. And in fairness to him, he's an excellent triathlete. No? Covered niya lahat. Pero strength talaga yung takbuhan. So he was really playing on his strength na pagdating sa finish line, raratrating ko to, yari kayong lahat. So again, yun. Niall, does that answer your question? I hope that answers your question.
I hope that helps you, Niall.
Kasi sir, na at least ba meron akong idea sa part mo. Kasi dito kasi uh, sa dami ng mga fighters na tinanong ko, iba-iba yung approach nila ba. Pero sa'yo, at least may na-verify ka na yung play on your strengths.
Correct.
Kasi
Tsaka Niall, siguro specifically if you're training, no, if you're into MMA and you want to train, you have to separate your workouts. Ako ang training regimen ko before was this, no. I would do wrestling from 7 to 9 in the morning. Papahinga ako, kakain ako kasi full-time athlete ako ng time na yon. Then in the afternoon, I would be doing either boxing or Muay Thai. Tapos yung umaga ko, laging wrestling yon kasi I was trying to strengthen my wrestling eh. Yung hapon, either jiu-jitsu yon or boxing. So ina-alternate ko yon para hindi ka rin, you have to, like yung sinabi kanina ni Coach, very important. You have to give time for your body to recover. Tsaka nangyayari is, you get burned out eh. Pag ulit mong ginagamit. Make sure you have adequate rest in between. Tapos kumakain ka talaga ng maayos. So yun yung specific na application doon ah. Ngayon, if you're preparing for a fight, ang ginagawa namin is, if tinitingnan namin, of course, yun yung kalaban namin, di ba? Saan ba siya malakas? O baka pwedeng ito yung gawin nating strategy. Ito yung focus natin. So, halimbawa, if we wanted to improve on our striking, then babawasan namin ng konti yung jiu-jitsu o yung wrestling. We would do more shadow boxing and pads and bags. No? So, ganun yung compensation na ginagawa po natin.
All right. So I think Niall is into MMA.
Wow.
So I hope that you
good luck, sir. Good luck. Oh.
Good luck to whatever you're training into, and I hope that you reach us out just in case you need any help or maybe you want to reach out to. No. So again, just in case you guys have any questions for everyone, so feel free to privately message us. But to wrap things up, salamat po ulit sa lahat ng mga nag-participate, to Miss Joanna, to Miss Bing, to Joe, thank you, and to me, Sir Paulo, Bianca, to Krishna, and to Kara, and to all those who are viewing us here at Facebook Live. Thank you very much for tuning in. At to my friends as well na nag-commit na manood. Hello. And to our coaches.
Yes, Sir Joe. Hi, Ma'am Bing. Yeah. Hi, Ma'am Clarice. Yeah.
Hello. And from the entire team of Sante Fitness Lab, from JJ and to Coach JJ and to Coach Bea, that are the three of us heading the training.
Coach Jack, amazing it ko lang. Actually, one of our guests here, one of our audience members, si Sir Joe Bailey Guerrero, is actually a Philippine representative shooting naman ang kanyang sport.
Wow, that's nice.
He's actually an athlete as well. Competitive athlete yan. Malakas yan.
Nice to meet you, sir. Just in case we're
also power lifter, by the way. Yeah.
Okay. Pakapal tayo ng like, sir. I'm into weightlifting naman. So anyway, we hope to meet you here at Sante Fitness Lab. Every one of you that watches us here dito sa Zoom and dito sa Facebook, we hope to meet you again. We'll have another webinar. This is the first. Thank you, Sir Joe. This is the first, and the second one will be in 2 weeks from now. It would be about nutrition naman. Nutrition, and on the last week of July would be about movement and physical therapy. So this is just the first part of what's more to come from Sante Fitness Lab. And thank you guys again. We just can't thank you so further, and we hope that you'd stick with us. And for the attendees ngayon ng ating live Zoom webinar, again, we'll be emailing you a bit of the content of what we had today, this afternoon. So again, with Sir Louie, thank you very much for sharing us your time.
Coach, I would like to thank everyone who joined us. Yeah. You, Coach Jack, Ma'am Clarice, Coach Bea, and the rest of the Sante Fitness Lab family. Thank you, and Sante family, for having me. Miss Bing, of course, always supporting us. Thank you so much for everyone who's here. Yeah. Glad to be of service po.
Yep, opo. So, and of course, if you got any questions, you email us at inquiry@santefitnesslab.com, and this is our number on the screen. So, thank you everyone. It's time to say goodbye. Salamat po, and we'll see you on our next webinar. Thank you so
Stay
much.
safe, guys.
Stay
Thank you.
safe. Wash your
Bye.
hands. Wear your mask. All right. Thank you po.
Bye.
Salamat. Bye-bye.